welcome to Hannah Ice Skating Stadium for today's clash, Game 3 of the Origin Series between New South Wales and Queensland. The series is tied at 1. I'm Eric Brook, and alongside me to bring you all the action this afternoon, Ben Chalker. Ben, hello.
Mate, thrilling to be here again. It's a ripper of a day outside, but we're in here where it's nice and cool, getting ready for things to heat up in here.
We certainly were. A couple of weeks ago we were here, we kind of had an idea of what to expect before Game 1. Game 1, Queensland absolutely blew New South Wales out of the water.
Absolutely.
And then they still played well on the Sunday, but New South Wales came back to tie the series.
Yep, yes they certainly did. Queensland put on a bit of a clinic on Saturday afternoon. They really gave them the business. Queensland clearly showing their preparation had come to the fore on the Saturday afternoon, but it's a short turnaround. 5 p.m. game Saturday, 9 a.m. game Sunday. That's a tough thing to do on the road, and I think that kind of got the better of Queensland last time they were down here. New South Wales learned their lessons very quickly on Saturday evening and came out strong Sunday morning.
Certainly did. Both teams are on the ice. Queensland basically unchanged lineup that they've brought down south of the border again.
Yep.
There have been some changes that you have found for the New South Wales boys, though.
Yes. Number 77, Jesse Bursick, after Sunday's tilt, he's out of action with a lower body issue, to borrow the parlance from the pros over in North America, but he's unfortunately on the shelf this afternoon. 2 new players in Declan Devine and Max Boo have drawn into the lineup for New South Wales.
Yeah.
So they're into the mix this afternoon. It'll be interesting to see how those guys go this afternoon. In the starters net for Queensland, Patrick Ivans, his strong performance 2 weeks ago here on the Saturday evening has earned him the start on this Saturday afternoon. Not quite sure who the starter this afternoon for New South Wales is. We'll find that out in a couple of moments and confirm that before we get underway proper.
We did see last time I was here on the Saturday. Unfortunately, it wasn't here with you on the Sunday. Justin Baxter,
he played
despite the scoreline,
absolutely.
He did fantastic. He's not in the building today. No,
unfortunately. So it will be either Matt Montgomery or not sure who the other goaltender is here at the moment.
Connor Dowd.
Connor Dowd. So it will either be Montgomery or Dowd in net for New South Wales. But New South Wales unfortunately missing Baxter, who, as you say, in spite of the score, an impressive win for Queensland on that game. It could very easily have been twice or indeed thrice the scoreline if not for Justin Baxter in net for the Blues.
So we're having a look at the Queensland end, and Queensland, they didn't get the win on the Sunday. They did get the win on the Saturday. They looked great, but all weekend.
Yes. Even in that loss on the Sunday morning, Queensland looked all a bit like they'd been preparing for this for months on months on months. Like everything about their structure, very impressive. Very impressive from the team from up north. Their coaching staff ought to be very pleased with their performance on both afternoons. Obviously, they'd have preferred to be up 2-0 at this stage in the series, but not a lot to be unhappy about even in that loss on the Sunday.
We've got 2 games here this weekend, and then we go up to Queensland for a couple of games to finish the 6-game series.
Yep, that's going to be a very interesting one. It's all well and good to play well at home here for the Blues, but that will be the real test for them on the road up north. A lot closer to the equator up there. We'll see how the boys handle the heat, even in February and March.
Absolutely. Both teams just 2 minutes away from the start of action here. And another thing, because of the coverage that this series has got, both coaches now have had a couple of weeks to look at their individual performances for each team, and also to see what the other team are doing as well.
It's going to be fascinating to see what kind of adjustments the Blues have made structurally and with their systems in the wake of the opening 2 games 2 weeks ago.
Because I did notice, especially on the Saturday, New South Wales had a lot of trouble leaving their defensive end, but that was partly because Queensland were doing a good job of keeping them down there.
very aggressive forecheck did the Queenslanders. Both games 2 weeks ago in round one here. It's interesting to see what kind of adjustments the New South Wales defence has made in light of that. Whether they change up their systems, whether they end up having their forward group play out of their own zone a little bit deeper. We can speculate all we like, but the only proof is in the pudding.
Absolutely right. There's so much that we can only see from down here. Our view up here is awesome, but then again, the coaches, they've got the advantage of seeing what we see and also seeing what they see.
Yes.
So Connor Dow for New South Wales, substituting for Justin Baxter.
More likelihood that means we'll see Montgomery in net. He'll be trying to go back-to-back with wins for the Blues. He had an impressive performance on the Sunday last round here. The final score ended up being 2-1, even though there was an empty netter towards the end of the game. They reviewed that afterwards and took that one back off the board, which unfortunate, but we got to deal with these things.
But it didn't change the result of the game.
No, it didn't. Which is the bottom line ultimately. But I would expect young Schumack to be particularly hungry today, having his second goal in that game 2 taken off of the board. Even as we had a bit of an unfair advantage in the goal net cams to review that. And from here, it certainly looked like he got stick on that again after putting it in the net. But the officials at the time deeming it not good for a goal. So he'll be hungry to get that one back on his personals tally.
So we have both teams on their respective blue lines. We'll have the Australian National Anthem very, very shortly. The anthem has been played in the arena. One final moment, Ben, where they're all on the ice together. What's going through each team's mind as we get to this point?
I would imagine Queensland's attitude is going to be more of the same. Double down. They will have identified what worked for them in games 1 and 2, and they will be looking to hammer on those things. New South Wales, they'll be looking to adapt, I think. They'll be trying to adapt to the things that worked well for Queensland last time round. And they'll be looking to be a little bit more fleet of foot and try and exert a little bit more control over the puck where they were chasing a little bit in games 1 and 2.
So New South Wales at the top of screen, Queensland at the bottom of screen. Just the last few moments, last bit of strategy, last bit of pump up. They'll already know what they've got planned, who's going to be in the net. We already know the Queensland starter. Educated guess of Matt Montgomery starting for New South Wales.
Certainly looks like it from here, but both New South Wales goalies have white pads, so I can't tell between the two of them, unfortunately. It was nice and easy when Baxter was in there. He's got rather nice
the Blue Saints.
Blue pads, yeah.
So
it does indeed look like Montgomery in net.
Matt Montgomery in net. No stranger, of course, to the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium.
Nope, this is his backyard. He's very familiar with not only this rink, but that net in particular.
So Eric Brook and Ben Chalk with you. Ben, let's go. Let's play some hockey.
Yeah, we're excited. The boys all seem pretty pumped up, both squads. Full of vim and vigour. Everybody hooting and hollering, getting underway. And we're puck down. Queensland with a quick win off the draw there. They regroup on their own blue line and chip that one ahead. New South Wales already with a little bit of physicality off the hop here. Hughes with it out of his own zone. He's got it under possession. He'll flip it into the Queensland zone, and the Blues will go in on the chase. Blues with some good speed, good assertiveness on the puck here early. They float that one back into the attacking zone. Hughes with a nice check in the far corner. A little bit of exchange of ideas as those two separate. Campbell with a nice little move to escape pressure on the near wall here. He'll take some punishment. And Queensland sending the puck back down the Blues zone as New South Wales captain Quinn tries to evade the referee and get the puck under control. Quick up, finds its mark at centre ice. Over the blue line, Boo with a quick shot on net. The first one to really bother Ivans in the Queensland net.
Excellent couple of shifts for New South Wales. Just what we were talking about, getting themselves off to a good start, getting lots of time in front of Ivans, which they didn't do last or 2 Saturdays ago, attacking zone face-off for the Blues.
Queensland come away with the puck. They'll float it out into the neutral zone, but New South Wales doing a good job of smothering that exit now on their attacking blue line. They're providing a lot more area pressure than they did in game 1. Seem to have learned their lesson there, which is fantastic to see. That's good coaching. Great little piece of stick work there from Rob Kovalchuk. Unable to get the shot on net, but does a great job of retaining and getting a good opportunity there. But Queensland immediately on the counter-attack. They'll float the puck deep into the Blues zone. That's new player Max Boo doing the hard work in behind the Blues net. Leading the puck up into the neutral zone. Floated back into the Queensland end by Queensland. The Blues are in on the forecheck here. Maroons with good numbers back in their own zone. Good defensive discipline out of the visiting team. Cross ice it goes. Molly in over the blue line. He manages to regather it, but he's got double coverage in the Blues zone, and out it comes again. 2.5 minutes here. A lot of really good pressure by the Blues. We've got the net dislodged down behind the Queensland netminder as a little bit of a puck battle went awry there. It's Clayton Ballard making himself an absolute nuisance to the Queensland defence.
Didn't he have a target on his back a fortnight ago?
But he certainly did.
He bounced up, and New South Wales looking very hungry, as are Queensland. It's very evenly matched at the moment with 3 minutes gone in running time for the first period.
Yeah, shots on net. That one by Max Boo a couple of minutes ago was the only one that we've officially registered. A couple of attempted shots on net by New South Wales. None by Queensland just yet, but I think they're trying to establish some zone presence and try and get their structure set up in the attacking zone there.
And that, Ben, will come back for icing.
Absolutely.
So Max Boo will be really easy to pick out. He's wearing his New South Wales jersey from last year, so the number's a different colour.
Yep.
So he'll be really easy to tell in number 10.
Yep, and Declan Devine there, lining up on the left-hand side of the face-off there for New South Wales. Also in the interesting bit of contact in the corner there. A couple of guys losing their edges and having a momentary sit-down. Good back check by McGrath there, unable to clear the puck away from his own blue line, and Queensland are in on the attack again. Trying to come out from beside the net there. Good little position battle there by two of the more senior players there from either side. That's New South Wales captain David Quinn. Aforementioned Clayton Ballard digs that one out of the corner there. Queensland with a quick shot. Right near that far side. Centering that one. It's in someone's feet. Unable to get a shot away there was number 78 for Queensland. Sasha Rapchuk.
That was the big don't argue from David Quinn.
It
right in the slot.
Was. That's what you want to see out of your captain. It's a contact game. We're not playing checkers. If anyone's going to be shoving people around, it's what you want out of your captain, especially at this early stage in the game. That's good leadership out of him. Puck away into the far corner. Queensland cycling well, moving the puck amongst themselves. Little area passes there, picked off by New South Wales, and they're away with numbers. It's a 3-on-3 back into the visitor zone. Big rebound there from the Queensland goaltender. He won't be happy with that one, but the back-checking defence breaks that one up, and there's Dave Quinn again from halfway, clubbing it into the attacking zone.
I think Cam Hughes' eyes lit up as he saw himself with a good opportunity in front.
He certainly did. Queensland with it again. They gain the blue line. Centering pass. Cross ice it goes and bounces off some bodies and in behind Montgomery.
And that's exactly the person you want behind the net there. He had the rebound and he took advantage of the rebound. Hodges is a big body in front. Monty could only do so much, and 1-0 Queensland. New South Wales applying all the pressure, but Queensland getting the opening goal.
Absolutely, the visiting side getting a helpful bounce in front there. Montgomery would absolutely love to have that one back, but as we see here, it's just off of some bodies in front there. Really unfortunate for the New South Wales netminder, who'd read the puck going far post, and it came up short on him, unfortunately. But ultimately, the visiting side are up 1-0 here with 13:50 remaining in this first period.
Oh!
Big hit on the near wall. We've got whistles
Downey
immediately. Something will happen here. We've got an interference call against Declan Downey from New South Wales.
New South Wales bench had a good view of that one. We had a good view of that one, but ultimately it's the man in the stripes and the armbands whose opinion matters most.
Absolutely. New South Wales passionately arguing their case here, and referee Joe Mayer rebutting immediately, and we will see Queensland with the man advantage for 2 minutes or less.
First power play of the afternoon.
Queensland technically won the draw here, but Rob Kowalski with possession through the neutral zone, trying to set himself up with an opportunity. Does a good job to keep the puck out of trouble. Ultimately hands it off to Colby Schumack. He will turn and loft it into the attacking zone. Kovalchuk applying some soft pressure on the Queensland defence, trying to direct their breakout a little bit. Nicely done. He angled to the near side. But Queensland throw that deep into the blue zone. Unable to keep that one under control. Quinn tries to club that one out off the glass, but it catches some netting.
Deflected out of play.
We'll see a stoppage and a reset on the far side for New South Wales. They'll get some fresh legs out.
Queensland have 69 seconds of their first power play of the afternoon, and an attacking zone face-off for Queensland.
Now it's run time here for these first two periods, minus a little bit in the third period as well. So no advantage for stoppages here on icings or anything. New South Wales quite content to have that face-off take a couple moments longer. Just under a minute remaining in their power play for Queensland. Nice cross-ice pass. Nifty move to get that one under control. Number 78 for Queensland. Their captain Rapchuk with some nifty mitts, but back out of the zone it comes.
And offside.
Rapchuk, yeah. Offside by about that much, but enough for the linesman, who was very close.
25 seconds of the Queensland power play remaining.
11.5 on the big clock.
20 seconds on the small clock. It's like we've done this before.
Yeah, mate. Face off on the new show. Oh, big shove out of the Blues there. Bit of aggression. No arms in the air from the officials, though. That's a bit of a surprise, frankly. Good to see some assertiveness out of the Blues here in Game 3 early, even as they're down 1-0 on the big board. That'll do it for the Queensland power play. Blues kept that in their defending zone for some reason there, and a soft area pass is picked off by Queensland. They'll get a shot through traffic. Montgomery will swallow that one up for his first real save on the evening.
So just looking at the face-off. Big turn argue off the face-off.
Yeah, absolutely. Please get out of my way, sir. From number 11, I believe that was Kulinich for New South Wales. Nice and aggressive. A little bit lucky to get away with that one, I think, but they'll take it. They'll take it, of course.
Especially compared to that other penalty. Here's Max Boo.
Boo with a chance inside. Quick shot near, but a little bit high and wide. That bounced on him a couple of times, so another chance there turned aside by Ivers, and Queensland are back on the counter-attack. Rapchuk to the blue line. He tries to go through the defence, and a brilliant skate stop there from the Blues defender. Chase for the puck there. Kovalchuk has it high. Centres it for Boo. He's got some space. looking for some help out wide there. A shot turned aside into the near corner, kept into the blue line by Downey. Back in front, and the Blues are on the board! Max Boo strikes early here for the Blues.
Dare I say, boo, yeah?
Boo, yeah, mate. That's a good one.
I like that.
That's a good one. I'm annoyed I didn't think of that. But Max Boo evens up the score here with 9.5 minutes remaining.
Did a nice drive by on Ivans here. We'll see the net cam will show it perfectly.
They regroup and
Five-hole.
misplayed off of the end wall there. Ivers will be furious about that.
He did so well, Ivans. There was a one-on-one situation between the two 55s. He injected himself, cleared the puck.
Yeah.
But
he chased that one down. He did a good job to get there first. Rob Kovalchuk's no slouch. He's got some wheels on him, that young man, and Ivans did a great job to get out there and break that one up, but misplaying that one off the end wall gave Max Boo a chance to pot that home and get the Blues on the board. Bit of a board battle here, and the Blues come away with that one. McGrath standing his ground against Fixter, who has at least half a foot of height on him. Fixter puts that one in front into a dangerous spot, tapped around, and not really much trouble there for Montgomery as it skirted into the near side corner. Kristakov trying to clear it out over the blue line, sent straight back in by Ouimet. Blues regroup in their own zone. Wettesweiler across to Kristakov, who goes back to Wettesweiler, and it's through the corner out to the point. Maroons keep it in. Wettesweiler not able to get that one out over the blue line. Good block in front there by Kristakov. Declan Devine chasing that one down in the neutral zone, not able to get to it. Wettesweiler back in his own zone. Queensland with it, centering pass into a dangerous area. Blues got lucky there. They regroup and they're out of their own zone, back in on the counter-attack. In behind the Maroons net. It's all burgundy jerseys to the left of screen here. They're doing a great job of getting back and setting up in their own zone, but they'll take an icing call here. Unfortunately, trying to send that one a little too far ahead. Didn't pan out for them this time.
So New South Wales are going to be in a great position here. The ice, compared to this time 2 weeks ago, the ice is fairly evenly slanted. It was well and truly in favour of Queensland 2 weeks ago here.
Absolutely.
New South Wales doing a great job.
Yeah, I think Queensland really caught New South Wales by surprise in game one. I don't think they were expecting the kind of structure and aggression that Queensland brought. And they have answered the bell here. Quinn trying to put a big hit on the far wall. That one's ended up being completed by Colby Schumack on the back check there, and the Blues back on the attack here. Into the near side corner, a couple of bodies thrown around. We've got an arm in the air, and that'll be a whistle. We'll see. That'll be Colby Schumack for charging. The official, who was all of 3 feet away from the contact there, was arguing that Schumack maintained his stride through that contact and has given him a charging penalty to see Queensland get their second man advantage here in period one. And
being run time, if you argue the toss, that's valuable seconds that's eaten away. Yeah. Queensland will just want to get this face-off done.
Absolutely.
So the time will start when the puck is dropped.
Oh, interesting bounce right in front there. Montgomery up to the task twice there. 2 key saves early in this power play. Good stick defense out of the Blues. It's bouncing around in front. A wrap chance. Montgomery dives into the fray and covers that one up before everybody separates and cool heads prevail.
Great pressure from Queensland in the slot.
Shoving on the far side.
Bit of pushy-shovey.
Yeah, it's to be expected. The 2 captains exchanging information.
And not where to wait later on.
No, exactly. Exactly.
5:40 on the big clock, minute 23 on the small clock. Queensland, their second power play of the afternoon.
Face off in the attacking zone for them. They'll win that draw and it'll squeak out over the blue line. Max Boo making his presence very much known here early in this game 3. We'll be defending that one. We met with firm possession into the attacking zone. He'll circle around behind the net and look for his setup. Moller with it on the blue line. He'll put it through traffic and it'll squeak just wide into the far corner. and then back out into the neutral zone.
The deflection didn't have the direction.
No, it didn't this time. Blue, quick shot through traffic there, sent just wide of the net. Queensland trying to re-establish control and position in the attacking zone. Good job defending his position there as the Queensland captain. Before handing it off to the point man, it's back with Rapchuk in the corner. His centering pass is cut off by the Blues. Not able to get that one out of the zone. We met doing a great job manning that blue line, keeping everybody in control, and that shot wide of the net, skirts around the near side boards.
10 seconds.
Out to the neutral zone. Queensland with possession. Don't think they'll get another opportunity with the extra man here. Fixter with it, trying to pick up a bouncing puck on the blue line, and Campbell does a great job to clear that one out for the Blues. Stanmere to the far side, not able to get that one under control. The Blues put it into the attacking zone. Queensland doubling back. A few more Blues than Maroon jerseys down there this time, as Queensland were taking a change after that power play. But back under control, through the neutral zone come Queensland. Floated in off the end wall, centering pass. Maroons recover, and a turning shot from Partridge straight into the breadbasket for Montgomery.
What that does do, it gives both opportunities for both teams to change should they need. Great quality shot there from Partridge. They can set themselves up, Queensland, at this end with 3:29 remaining in the first.
Another offensive zone face-off, and then it bounces over the stick of Rippon, who has to get on his horse and chase back into his own zone. There's two Blues are there to try and pick up the pieces. They'll cycle from one another in that near side corner. Defending his position there is Downey, does a great job. But Queensland regain possession, lead pass out of the zone. It's over the blue line. He did everything but actually get his foot over the blue line there. The Queensland alternate captain.
Unfortunate there, but that's hockey sometimes.
It certainly is. Lachlan Fixter just not able to get his foot on the correct side of the blue line there, unfortunately. In his defence, the puck was bouncing an awful lot. You know, I don't think there was much more he could have done there. Breakout pass directly to a Queensland stick. Number 59, Declan Downey, will be unhappy with that one, but New South Wales forecheck making a nuisance of themselves, forcing Queensland to throw that one in and chase after it. Blues doing an excellent job of getting back into their own zone and pressuring puck carriers and taking away time and space. Blues battling away for it in the Zamboni corner. Two of them down there. That's Max Boo and the 17, Cheslav Kulinic, battling away in the corner. Blues come away with it. Max Boo has possession to the far side, trying to get it to Kovalchuk, who's engaged in another set of board battles on that far side. Loose puck, clubbed out of the zone there by Kulinic, who does a great job to send it the length of the ice, but he'll be called back to the ice. Unable to beat out the icing call. And we will end up to the right of screen again.
So under 90 seconds remaining in the first period. Both coaches will be extremely happy. Both teams have had missed chances, sure, but that's hockey. Shots on, surprisingly, for all.
Absolutely even. Yeah. I think the chances and opportunities favour Queensland a little bit, and a puck off of some personnel at the bench here, so we'll get a stoppage, and maybe it'll go back into the Blues zone.
That was Chase there with the deflection off the bench.
Yeah. So back to where we were before, and they'll redo that one. Face off on the far side in the Blues zone, under a minute to go here. Queensland obviously will hope to try and do something interesting with this last remaining minute. A shot through traffic, score! Just like that, Queensland's number 19, Jackson Stanky. I've probably mispronounced that, but he gets a shot through traffic into the top corner to beat Montgomery and put the visitors up 2-1.
You said you wanted something interesting to happen off that face-off, Ben, and that's exactly what's happened.
The Blues coaching staff will be very unhappy with me.
Commentators curse. Let's do something interesting. Top shelf glove side.
I should know better than that. but I'm sure the Queensland fans watching at home will be rather pleased to see that eventuality.
Your commentary partner from last Sunday will be very happy, Julie. Hello.
She'll be thrilled. Hi, Julie. And that'll do it for period one. Visitors with the edge, 2-1 on the big board and the edge on the shot clock.
Just when we thought that it was going to go to the very short intermission at 1-1, all of a sudden it's 2-1. It's still very close, still lots of hockey in this game. Nothing really New South Wales should be worried about this. I'm really happy with the way that New South Wales have come out in this game. Their intentions were clear from the start, and they had a good couple of shifts, and they've done so much work at both ends of the ice. It's been fantastic. Really
been consistent. It's a night and day difference from game one, right? This is and it's an escalation on how they came out in game two as well. Like game one, they looked lackluster. They looked lackadaisical. They weren't ready. And then game two, they woke up. They were ready, they got the win, they got all even on the board. And Queensland were a little bit on the back foot. And today I think we're seeing a lot more of both teams' potential here. Queensland, indeed, are playing more of the same that we saw in those last two games. But New South Wales have really amped up pretty much everything.
And I think this is one of the advantage of this series being over 6 games. This is game 3.
Yep.
They had 2 games on the first weekend, couple of weeks to reflect, do some extra training. All the coaches had an opportunity to look at the vision. And New South Wales have certainly learned a lot from that first weekend. And that's part of the experience of this U20 competition.
Absolutely.
You know, just because that's U20 doesn't mean that they're all 19.
No, there's a breadth of age and experience here. There's a handful of guys who are active AIHL players. We've got, several Brisbane Lightning players that we have the great privilege of commentating at the Big Boys League, and we're back underway for period 2 here now. Queensland with the win. Rapchuk with a floating shot through some traffic, and Rapchuk planting himself on the doorstep and skating away in the age-old display of willpower that hockey players like to engage in. And
safety first there from Matt Montgomery, understandable. That puck was bouncy, could have went anywhere, but he had it under control.
Yeah. It's been the bane of both teams, I think. The ice surface has been a little bit bouncy this afternoon, likely as a result of the warmth outside. Excellent passing play there from Queensland, and they're up by 2 early in the second. Magnificent structural play there by Queensland. Caught us unawares.
It's the man mountain again, Bryce Hodges.
Yeah, as we see a beautiful little play there at the blue line by Queensland, and then cross-ice tic-tac-toe for the Maroons.
This one will show
Nothing
it well.
Montgomery could do there. See it kept in at the blue line, sent across, and just absolutely textbook play.
Hodges basically had an empty net.
He functionally did, yeah. The play reversed so quickly there. New South Wales just caught on the back foot, and now they're in a 2-goal hole. Lots to do here. Max Booth cycling the puck in the attacking zone, and he'll take a penalty here for no apparent reason. The attacking zone referee with his arm in the air. Queensland yelling at one another to get their goalie to the bench, but he'll make it about 3 strides out of his crease before the whistle will go.
Just go back in, Pat.
Yeah, I think if your goalie hasn't made a start immediately, you probably don't need to send him to the bench. Not in the second period, not when you're up by 2. You can probably leave him there.
So Max Boo-no on this occasion, sits 2 minutes for interference. Queensland back on the power play.
Yeah. Like boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo indeed.
He'll sit down for putting on what looked like from here a reasonably clean hit on a puck carrier behind the net, but the officials not really minding, my opinion. Send him to the box for Queensland's 3rd power play of the evening. Centering pass and absolutely gunned in.
Throw the hats, Queensland fans. Hodges again.
Hodges with his 3rd on the evening. Clearly fired up for that one. A very short power play for Queensland, but they'll be very happy about that. There's again more textbook passing plays in the attacking zone for Queensland.
This one was this one was in the slot rather than the back door that we've seen on his previous 2 goals.
Yeah, we can see a brilliant view of it here. Just Hodges on the near hash marks. Pass coming from the half wall. No real area pressure on him there, and he manages to gun that one through Montgomery.
So the last 4 minutes have been fantastic for Queensland, but not for New South Wales.
Really come together here, and it's unfortunate because New South Wales haven't played poorly. It's not been any great lacking in their ability. New South Wales with a great reversal here. Alkin's over the line. He's got a chance. He'll shoot, centering pass. No! New South Wales strike back. Brilliant passing play from two of the junior members of the New South Wales side. As we look at the replay here, a fantastic setup here by Alkin. He absolutely sells shot as he makes his way here, makes his way in. And Ivans with the first real test that he's faced this afternoon. And that's, I believe that's number 11, Matthew Campbell, managed to make his way to the net there and bury that one. Was that Matthew Campbell? No, that was Sam Siwak. My apologies. Sam Siwak putting that one away to reduce the Maroons' lead to 2.
New South Wales really needed that goal.
Absolutely. That it came on the back of that check on the far boards. They got a little bit of body contact, created an odd man situation going back into their attacking zone. That really set them up. A clearing attempt there from New South Wales will be deemed icing, so Downey won't be pleased with that one, but I imagine his goaltender will be appreciative of the fact that he cleared that one out nice and sharpish.
Is it going to be one of those games, you score, I score?
Oh, man, I don't know. I hope not. Actually, no, that's not true. I hope we get to call many, many, many goals. The face-off will be to the left of screen as we creep up on 15 minutes remaining in the second period. Queensland with a win and a tip in front, and Queensland have scored.
You score, I score, and that's exactly what happened.
Absolutely.
Queensland. We met there.
Yeah, we met with the shot from point. I'm fairly certain that got tipped in front.
Sanaki with his second goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, we met with it. A shot through traffic and then just reaching out and getting the blade of his stick on that one to deflect it down. That's number 19, I believe. It's Jackson Stanky. Stanecki.
And that takes a lot of skill to do that, Ben.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not the kind of thing you can just do out of nowhere without having thought about it and practice it. Queensland with an odd man rush here. Off the draw, quick shot, Montgomery turned aside. Excellent save there from Montgomery. That'll be good for his mental capacity there. Back the other way, Downey pressuring the retreating Queensland defence. Hodges with it, off the half wall, the two-man rush. 2-on-1, drop pass, shot, turned aside Montgomery. He gets across for the rebound, but unable to get that second shot on net. And a big hit behind the net there. The Blues unhappy about that one, having taken penalties on a very similar play.
I thought Hodges might have been having a couple of minutes to cool down after that one.
But the Blues with possession in their own zone. Nice lead pass. Again, the bouncing puck really messing with them. Downey chasing it into the corner. Centering pass, shot turned aside. Great save there by Ivers. On another sterling opportunity for Max Boo. Into the corner. Queensland gain possession. They'll try and lead it out on the far side. The Blues put that one back in on net. It's deflected wide to the near side. Ballard tries to step through the defence, but he gets his pocket picked. The puck ends up loose in the corner. Blues retrieve it. Centering pass, not able to get a shot away there. An opportunity here for Queensland. They go back on the counter attack. Using his speed around the outside. Alex DeGraff regains possession, tries a centering pass there. It's bouncing around in front and it's in the net again. Queensland landing a touchdown. 12 and a half minutes remaining in this second period.
Queensland have got all the running at the moment. New South Wales not having a lot of answers in front of Matt Montgomery's net. And then on that occasion, Jace Haley there. They're about to call a timeout, New South Wales.
Yeah, if we can bring up the replay of that goal again here. There was about 3 or 4 bounces on the puck off of the end wall. As we see That was Alex de Graaf doing great work with possession. He enters the zone, circles around behind the net, just centers the puck. Montgomery gets a hold of that one. Oh no, I think that goes off a Blues stick. Oh no.
Jace Haley with the last touch for Queensland.
Yeah.
So what's the message for New South Wales at this time, Ben?
Calm down. Just calm down. They've had a couple of rough bounces. They've been on the wrong end of some calls that haven't gone each way. So they just need to centre themselves. Just come back to the game that they want to play, reassert themselves. Every time they've asserted themselves on the game, things have gone their way. We saw that in that answering goal after, I think it was after their second goal. New South Wales just asserted themselves and it went their way. We'll
goalie change.
Goalie change for the Blues. So Dowell will enter the net for the Blues. An unfortunate end there for Montgomery, who didn't play poorly. He's just on the wrong end of a handful of misadventures and bad bounces, but that's the game. New South Wales need to reset themselves, and getting a new mask in the crease can often be a handy reset for the psychology of the team in front of them.
There's no doubt that New South Wales will be hurting. With 1 minute to go in the first period, it was 1-1. Then there was the go-ahead goal. And then since then, in this second period, it's been all Queensland in the last 8 minutes.
Absolutely. Quick early save there for the Blues. They'll be pleased with that. He'll get his eye in. Queensland continuing to push their game here. Face off on the far side. In the Blues zone. Forced to reset off of that one. Cam Hughes digs that one out of the pile and makes his way out of the zone. He'll float it in over the heads of the Queensland defence, trying to find some support coming through quickly through the centre lane there. And Hughes with a nice hit on the far wall. Unable to separate the puck. Queensland regain the zone. A shot through traffic. And the Blues tendy will swallow that one up and shut that down. As I say, the Blues will want to close things down, get back to their game. That was a good shift for the Blues, in particular Cam Hughes, getting that one out of danger, getting an opportunity down the other end of the ice.
No shortage of AI experience there in Cam Hughes.
No, absolutely not.
They're the sort of guys you want to lean on in this situation.
Yes, those are the guys that are going to lead. They're going to lead in these situations. You need to see him have a couple of shifts like that. We'd like to see Quinn have a couple of shifts like that where he just does the simple things and gets that job done. String a couple of good shifts together and you can turn the game around in no time at all.
So puck out of play, deflected. Still a long time to go.
Absolutely. We're halfway through the second period here. They've got a whole half of a game to get things going. Well, if anything can happen. Face-off win there by the Blues, just a little bit out of reach. So Queensland are in on the attack there. Loose puck. Cycled into the near corner. Queensland moving the puck well. Good tricky shot through traffic there, and the net dislodged as the goaltender takes a seat momentarily. Referee Joe Mayer informing the Blues bench they don't get a change. The Blues goaltender dislodging the net. So,
however, accidentally losing an edge and basically sitting on the upright.
Yeah, so they don't get the luxury of a personnel change here in their own zone, but it doesn't seem to bother them. They'll clear it out. Max Boo overskates it slightly, regathers it on halfway, reassets himself. Quinn with it at the blue line. He'll throw it into the Queensland zone. Boo in on the forecheck, unable to get that one. Quinn and Chistikov going rink wide. Bit of late contact on Kovalchuk there. Brown finishing his check. Queensland with possession in their own zone. Off the end wall, through to the near side. Brown with it in the corner. He's trying to get it to Hodges on the half wall, but Kovalchuk does a good job disrupting that. Forces Brown to scurry behind his own net, now up the other side. Good stick work there by Max Boo, who'll take some contact after dislodging the puck. Cleared across, Kovalchuk again falls afoul of a bouncing puck. But he'll shovel that one into the attacking zone. Queensland go to the far side. Carrying it out. Nice sort of stick play there by Queensland to get through the Blues defender. But not fancy enough to out-puck handle the offside call.
Hodges was playing tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
He was that far ahead of the blue line.
Face off on the New South Wales blue line, far side of the ice. 7:44 on the big clock. Maroons win that one. We met with it. Cycles, buys himself some time. Good stick from New South Wales to get that one back under control. Thrown deep into the zone. Colby Schumack chasing in after it. Finishes his check in the corner. Good stick there by the Blues. Schumack with it. He's under some pressure. He's got double coverage on the puck there, so his pocket gets picked and Queensland are away again. Muller can't keep that one under control. Manages to get it back, and a couple of Blues desperately throwing sticks towards the puck. Managed to clear that one out of the zone. Alkin tries to put that one deep, but catches the linesman. And that ends up in the corner here. Battling away in the corner. McGrath can't keep that one under control, so Queensland managed to exit the zone, not under control. Battling for it on the half wall. Just into the Blues zone, they club it back out again, and we're fighting for it on the red line once more. Puck bounces around a little bit, some good defensive stick work there from the Maroons on the halfway line, and they get it back into their attacking zone. That play's broken up, no icing called, nice and early there by the linesman. As Queensland regroup and they go cross ice. Lead pass goes through its intended target, all the way down to the other end for an icing call.
6:10 remaining in the second period. Yeah. Shots have exploded in relative terms to Queensland, as you'd expect. 14-8 now.
Yes, very nearly having doubled up on the Blues. Not surprising given how this second period has unfolded. Queensland not so much having changed anything about how they were playing, they've just had their bounces that have gone very much not New South Wales' way, which is unfortunate. But credit to Queensland, it's been a result of their own structure and their own gameplay. They haven't had, it's not like they've been struck by lightning 6 times. They've made 6 very, very good hockey plays to put pucks in net. And we're away again. Middleton in over the line. He'll take a shot, but that one's no trouble at all for the New South Wales netminder, who'll flash the leather mitt and snap that one out of the air.
There were effectively 6 lightning strikes there for Queensland.
Well, no, it was a result of how they played, though. Like it wasn't inexplicable how they scored.
I was making a lightning joke.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, good point. It sailed clean over my head, mate. Your significant advantage in the experience of the gig has shown through, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Queensland with it behind their own net. Trying to set something up. New South Wales with a little more of a passive forecheck here. I think, again, that gap in assertiveness is starting to open up again. New South Wales a little bit on the back foot and playing a little bit timid. Unfortunately, their coaches no doubt will have something to say about that as we go into the big break in 4 minutes and 16 seconds now. Good puck battle on the far boards. Blues managed to dig that one out and work it through to the near side. Kovalchuk not able to make a pass to his fellow Blues player, and Queensland end up with it on the end wall. Working it out front, the Maroons absolutely savaging the puck on the end wall. More contact, but the Blues come away with it. Clearing attempt, cut off at the blue line by Queensland. New South Wales trying to get a little bit aggressive on the clearing attempts, and 2 back-to-back huge saves from the Blues netminder. We'll see a stoppage as the net is dislodged again.
So Sasha Repchuk showing all of his experience, getting a good quality shot on, and then that was followed by Bryce Hodges. 2 lightning strikes in a very quick succession.
Yeah.
Well handled there by Dow.
Yeah, Dow really playing extremely well, having come in relief in the second period, as we see him utilise his paddle there to get that one out of trouble and then turn aside the ensuing shot.
He really saved himself there. I think New South Wales are just holding out for lunchtime rather than recess.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They're playing a bit timid. Queensland's assertiveness is really showing through here in this second period.
Oh!
Big hit on the end wall. We've got an arm in the air immediately, and Queensland will wear that one.
Just keeps skating. Bryce keeps skating to the bench, to the penalty box rather.
Hodges will take a seat for that one, and it's not really hard to see why.
Well,
New South Wales will be...
Well, he's debating what the charge is.
Of course he is, but, you've got to. You've got to.
Have you ever won an argument like that, Ben?
Oh, of course not. Of course not. But you've got to try, right? You've got to try, yeah. Yeah, definitely penalty worthy. We can argue about, whether strictly speaking it was a bad hit or not, but certainly looked like charging from here. And New South Wales get a much needed power play opportunity with a hair over 2 minutes remaining in this second period.
Is it more noticeable because it's Bryce Hodges and he's 20'11"?
Absolutely. The man's 9 feet tall, and the guy that he ran over, I'm pretty sure he was 15. I think the guy that he got was Clayton Ballard, who's all of 16 and about 12.5 kilos ringing wet. So,
but as he has done so often this series, he
bounces
up
straight back up, giggling away. To be 16 and impervious to either fear or physical pain.
90 seconds remaining in the period.
Schumack, good win there, bouncing puck. It's over the stick of Campbell initially, but he regathers, sends it across to Quinn. Down into the corner, Hughes under some pressure, back to Quinn at the point. He'll sneak a shot through traffic. It's off a skate into the far corner. Queensland trying to clear that one off the boards, but a nice play by Quinn keeps that alive for New South Wales. Hughes with it on the half wall. He's buying some time, waiting for things to develop. Down to the goal line. That's Schumack with it, over to Hughes, to Quinn at the point, back to Hughes on the half wall. Hughes with a speculative shot through traffic. Schumack with it on the half wall. He's under pressure. Dodges out of the way of the referee and 2 defenders to hand it off to Hughes. Into the corner, Max Boo. Centering pass, Schumack just wide. Squeaked that one just wide. I'm fairly certain Ivan's got a little bit of glove on that one to keep Queensland comfortably ahead here. 30 seconds remaining in the period. As New South Wales forced back into their own zone. Quinn gathers it behind his own net, holds up, and waits for the reset. Lead pass. New South Wales, Schumack over the blue line. He sells shot, takes the shot, and Ivans spits that one back up rather theatrically. As we will welcome the end of the second period here.
New South Wales Ben will be very happy to get back to their change room. Get some rest in.
Much needed reset.
Hear from the coaches, get reset. They've still got 20 minutes. If Queensland can score 4 goals in a period, under that theory, so should New South Wales. Queensland, having said that, that was an excellent second period for them. No prisoners taken, and we saw lots of experience there. Lots of opportunities for them. Shots on favouring Queensland in the end, 17-11. The penalty boxes will remain empty at the start of the third period as the Zamboni comes onto the ice for the ice cut.
That's it. We'll step aside for the resurfacing here and have a bit of a yak when we come back.
Welcome back to Hana Ice Skating Stadium. The players are in their respective dressing rooms and will be rejoining us shortly after the ice cut. Eric Brook here with you alongside Ben Chalker. And Ben, what a second period for Queensland.
The visiting side will be extremely pleased with their performance in that second 20. And it's like, if you know anything about hockey, you will know exactly why. Everything pretty much went their way in that second period. They got a couple of lucky bounces, but as I mentioned at the time, like, it is a result of their structure and their systems that saw them jump out to a 4-goal lead.
And they need the right people in the right position at the right time, and that's exactly what you've got. New South Wales certainly not out of this at the moment. They are
not by any measure.
They are 4 goals down. There is 20 minutes on the clock.
That's one every 4 minutes, Eric. That's extremely doable. In theory.
In theory,
that's extremely doable. But the way Queensland are playing, it's a tall order.
But then again, we saw what happened a fortnight ago when Queensland had a very similar game, 5-0 against New South Wales, and then New South Wales came back very early on Sunday morning, which will be back on deck very early tomorrow morning.
Yep.
And New South Wales came back and won that game.
It was an adjustment, and they made it very quickly in the short turnaround time. So, regardless of the outcome in this next 20 minutes, New South Wales have some plan to do. That's why we're here. Queensland players already on the ice.
That's a six game series. This is game number 3.
Yep, and it's one apiece on the board as it stands, with 20 minutes to go before there's another digit added to either team's score.
So Queensland have got PE after lunch, and they're very excited.
Yeah, they're on the ice already, milling about, looking very focused. Waiting for things to get back underway here in the third period.
New South Wales wandering back onto the ice.
Patrick Ivans squaring up his crease to the left of screen, and Bruce doing the same to the right of screen, the New South Wales crease.
And we just saw there a rather excellent shot of the two benches side by side, and how different the body language would be on both benches. Queensland obviously up and about, 4 goals ahead. New South Wales with it all to do. Not only do New South Wales have to come back, they have to stop Queensland from scoring more goals.
Absolutely. It's a tall order. Certainly a tall order, but we'll see the New South Wales leadership really step into their own here. Quinn and Hughes have been playing well through this adversity. It's up to those guys to lead the rest of their squad through this difficulty. So, especially at this age group, it's crunch time for these guys. The leadership really have to do something here.
Now, we have mentioned that this is a U20 tournament, but just because it's a U20 series doesn't mean that all the guys are 19 turning 20. So it's a good learning experience for everybody on both teams.
Absolutely. As I say, playing through this adversity for those New South Wales guys is essential to their sort of growth as players at this level, at national level, and indeed at international level. There's many of these guys who play in green and gold. They'll be taking valuable experience away from this no matter what, but we're about to see the puck drop on period number 3. Queensland early possession there, another bouncing puck. Hops its way away from Queensland, who are forced to regather it back on their own blue line. 2 quick lead passes, and it's floated into the Blues zone. New South Wales goalie clubs that one out of his own zone. As we see Blues in on the forecheck, lead pass by Queensland. That one's cut off by Quinn at the blue line. But deep into the zone, a drop pass there by Queensland. Doesn't find its intended mark, and the Blues are back on the counter-attack. Tipped over the blue line, foot race into the corner. Blues get some support there, but Queensland dig it out of the pile and carry it out through the neutral zone to the red line and dumped into the blue zone. Quinn back to his own net. He'll circle around and wait to see what develops. He'll double back behind his own net, take a little bit of refuge as he waits for his own forward group to make their change. Stretch pass finds its mark on the red line. In over the blue line, trying to use his body to protect that puck there was number 22 for the Blues. A big Big collision in the near side corner there. That was New South Wales defenseman lost his edge in the corner there. It wasn't a hit. He went to the boards heavily regardless. A Queensland player finding his seat there. Oh, the Blues managed to tip that one out. Max Boo trying to stick that one around the Queensland defence. He'll get an opportunity. Centering pass is cut off. Tipped on net there, just wide. Just wide there. Patrick Ivans getting a bit of blocker on that one to put it into the corner and send his team back down the ice.
Fixter was showing the wall there.
Yeah, Fixter did about 6 pirouettes on his knees there, trying to find which way was up. He finds his feet again and comes back out of the zone as the Blues stretch out the ice. A little bit too far. They will be forced to come back to the right of screen as icing is called.
New South Wales certainly showing more fight than what their body language suggested when they were coming onto the ice.
That's exactly what you want to see too. It's exactly what we want to see. We can pontificate about body language all we like, but on the ice they've walked the walk. It's a good response for this young side. Puck's down. That one managed to stay flat this time, and a quick shot on net there by Queensland, turned aside by the Blues netminder. Tipped out of the zone. Good stick there by Kowalski. He's into the zone at the hash marks. Round a defender, shot on net, turned aside by Ivans. Great stick save there by the Queensland netminder. He sets his team to head back the other direction. Picked off at the blue line by the New South Wales defence. Puck is ahead. McGrath over the line. Shot through traffic, just wide of the net. Not really bothered by Ivans on that one. Big hit in the far corner there. Ballard takes the punishment but keeps the play alive. The Blues with the puck on the blue line get a shot through traffic. It's high and it lands just in front of a Blues forward, but good defensive there. Good defensive play there by the Maroons to get that one out of trouble, and Haley will loft that one into the attacking zone. You see an errant net guard loose on the ice just in front of us here. Queensland with possession behind the net. They'll reverse it back to the far side. Centering pass turned aside. Back to the far corner. Another centering pass. Queensland really looking to use that behind the net area.
Played with a high stick.
Really avail. An accidental high stick in the neutral zone. We'll see a stoppage. We'll get a face-off probably on the blue line, right where the Queensland players are starting to line up. Nope, referee has indicated inside the zone. It's like he can hear me and goes, no, we'll change our mind on that one. Puck's down. That one sits nice and flat too this time. Blues with it. Out of the zone they come to the red line. Thrown deep into the zone. Hughes, he'll get there first on this near side corner. He'll take some pushing and shoving and he'll battle away for it on the boards. Centering pass there, Schumack not able to control that bouncing puck. Hughes with a shot through traffic, turned aside by Ivans. Blues regain possession behind the net. We've got an arm in the air. Blues with it. Weidersweiler tries to keep the blue line, but he can't get it. Blues goalie to the bench. Blues will corral the puck. They'll try and slow it down, generate an opportunity. The lead pass picked off by Fixter. And we will get that final whistle there as we see the Queensland players escorted to the box. That's 72.
Sasha Rapchuk, the captain.
He'll go and have a seat for a moment. I think that's his second trip to the box.
2 minutes for boarding.
Yeah, so he'll go and sit down, and New South Wales, after a couple of pretty good shifts here, with a good response after that second period.
This is going to be a great opportunity for New South Wales on the power play to get one back.
They have the man advantage. They win the draw. It's to the point. Shot through traffic, tipped in front, turned aside. Max Boo comes away with it out of the corner. Into the corner he goes. He'll hand it off. Down low to Hughes. Hughes has it. He'll buy some time. He's looking for a lane. He'll use the end wall. He'll go all the way around to this side. It's off the stick of Max Boo. Unable to keep that one in. Queensland with a chance here. Number 20 for the Maroons. Into the zone he'll go. Turn back. The Blues in over the blue line. To the net. Turned aside by Ivans. Great little play there by the Queensland netminder. Under pressure. Quinn, he'll chase it back into his own zone. No real pressure. Middleton and Fixter for the Maroons. They'll cycle on the blue line. pressure the breakout. Schumack with it will go rink wide. Nifty move around the forecheck. A shot through traffic there, turned aside by Ivans. Centering pass there by Hughes. Again, bouncing puck. Doesn't sit flat for Quinn, but that's Fixter in the near corner. He'll use the boards, cycle it for himself. We've got an arm in the air.
2 minutes for holding, penalty coming.
That will be Blues captain David Quinn who will sit. A holding penalty. I didn't even see the ref's arm up. But Quinn will go sit down, and both teams with a captain in the box.
What a place for them to talk strategy.
Yes, I'm sure they'll have all sorts of executive level discussions full of definitely not 4-letter words.
So Sasha Rapchuk coming out of the penalty box in about 10 seconds.
Yeah. Face-off will be in the Blues zone. It'll be 4-on-4 for maybe 3 seconds of active game time once the puck goes down. Queensland quite content to drag out proceedings here for a moment, and that's the end of the Queensland penalty kill rather. It'll be 5-on-4 here, basically for 2 minutes, and that shot turned just aside by the New South Wales defence. Maroons regather it, a shot through traffic. Blues number 11 turns that one into the corner. And then a nice little tip play there by Stepan Olkin will put that into the attacking zone. Olkin, he gets a favourable bounce and regathers it. Under double coverage there, he'll float it into the near side corner. But Queensland defence quick to get back. Minute 23 remaining in their power play. We met over the blue line, looking for the setup. We'll circumnavigate the zone in behind the net. Nifty drop pass under pressure there. Maroons with it, but a pass catches a stick. We met with a great little play on the blue line. Keeps it alive for but a moment before Olkin will pick up the loose puck and sky it out of the Blues zone. We met again with possession into the zone, floats it off the end wall, into the near corner, centering pass. Blues with good stick discipline around their own crease there. Baxter with a shot through traffic, and there's nothing afterwards. Bit of pushing and shoving, but the Blues netminder swallowed that one up and looked like a Queensland player just fell over. He just fell over.
And what this will do for New South Wales, we are in run time at the moment, so this will benefit New South Wales.
Absolutely it
as
will.
Their captain watches on from the box.
After that one there, just a couple of guys coming together, some shoving, as will happen. New South Wales playing with a bit of passion. We want to see that, but they've got to pick and choose their moments. They don't want to take supplemental penalties on any of that.
Sasha Rapchuk with a bit of a drive-by for the New South Wales bench on the way back.
Yep. Some friendly competitive advice as he heads back to the box, and that's the end of the Queensland power players. David Quinn steps out of the box. He's hoping for a stretch pass, but he won't get one. A shot through traffic. Good defense in front there by the Blues.
Soccer skills.
An attempted kick save there on the blue line by We Met. Unfortunately goes out of play. David Quinn will step off the ice, and they'll be back to their 5-on-5 structure here in their own zone. Face-off win by the Maroons. In the corner, they'll use the end wall to regather. Attempted contact on the end wall there, but doesn't really matriculate into anything. The Blues trying to clear that one out. Great stick there again by We Met on the blue line. Keeps it alive for the Maroons. Great little skate save there. Not sure who that was. One of the Blues defensemen made a great kick save there. That was Declan Downey in front of his own net. A lovely little read, cut off a pass and then sent it out of the zone. But a little too far, unfortunately, so we'll come back to the right of screen on an icing call.
9 minutes on the big clock. New South Wales down by 4.
But absolutely fighting through the adversity here, which is the response that we wanted to see after that second period. An opportunity in front there by the Maroons. Centering pass. Nothing there for them, unfortunately, for the visiting fans. The Blues battling away on the end wall. Great centering pass, and Queensland are on the board. Not much you can do about that. Queensland just out battling the Blues on the end wall. They'll get their 7th.
So Jack Molly in the slot there for Queensland, getting on his horse and firing.
Dangerous. Queensland have been making that pass again and again and again in the Blues zone, and this time it's finally paid off, as we see just Molly coming from that far hash mark, or from that far face-off dot rather, across the crease, receives the pass from behind the net and just pots that one home.
The mountain just got a little bit taller for New South Wales.
Yeah, they're in a 5-goal hole, which with a fraction under 8 minutes remaining in this third period, I don't think will shock anyone when we say is unlikely. But New South Wales showing plenty of battle here. Plenty of battle, plenty of fight, which is good. It's the response we want to see out of them. Queensland's structure just a little bit too much so far here. False start on that face-off. We'll see it go again. A good 10 seconds washes off of the clock. Blues win that one, come away with possession out of the zone. Hughes over the blue line. He's trying to use his speed to get to a shooting position. He'll take a quick shot on the near side, but turned aside by Ivans.
Really run on him, that puck in the end.
Yeah, Hughes takes his man to the boards. The puck goes deep into the zone, and Queensland regather on the end wall. On this near side. Unable to do much with that one is Queensland. Schumack with a lead pass, just a fraction too far ahead of his line mate. And we will get an icing call as Schumack was just a little bit on the wrong side of the red line there for that one. Back to the right-hand side of screen we will go.
Queensland sitting in the box seat. We will go into stop time soon. Couldn't come soon
Puck's
enough
down.
for New South Wales.
Clean win there by Queensland. Shot. That one's blocked in front by the New South Wales defence. That's Gregory Chistikov making another fantastic defensive play in his own zone. Blues will float that one into the attacking zone. Queensland regroup. Blues will get a change that they wanted about 2 minutes ago. Great play there by Campbell. He'll keep that one moving up ice. Campbell using that big frame to protect his puck. Centering pass doesn't find its mark, unfortunately, but Blues battling away to try and regain possession in the attacking zone. It's popped out in front. Nothing there for the Blues, sadly. Puck's bouncing around. It's a bit messy here, but gathered up by Blues captain Quinn. He'll send it across ice to Campbell. Campbell with a nice little source pass through the middle there, trying to find Ballard, but it bounces over his stick, and Queensland regain possession and send it up ice. It will go just wide of the net there. No icing on that one. Campbell back to it for New South Wales. He'll double back to Quinn, but that one doesn't find its mark, and Queensland with a great chance in front. Cut off by the Blues goaltender. They try another one of those nifty passes to the centre of the ice, but we've got
a kneeing call.
A kneeing call in the background there. That's, not sure who that is.
Ballard.
That's Clayton Ballard. He'll go and have a seat for a few minutes as referee Joe Mayer indicates kneeing. And Queensland will get another penalty.
So
another power play, rather.
5 minutes remaining. We go into stop time.
Yeah. Queensland, as you say, Eric, very much in the box seat here. Another power play in stop time. They'll have the chance to really nail down their structure in this man advantage. Good movement there. Pass across ice through the gap, didn't find its mark. But New South Wales with an odd man rush developing here. Bouncy puck again, betraying New South Wales. Max Boo not able to do much with that one, and Rapchuk gathers it up and carries it into the zone himself. Nice lead pass there, doesn't find its mark. The net's off its moorings again. It doesn't seem to have mattered as Luca we met picked it up on the blue line for the visiting side again.
Jack Molly's looked very dangerous this period.
Yeah, he has looked hungry. Chasing down absolutely everything in the attacking zone, making an absolute nuisance of himself.
Great afternoon for Bryce Hodges with 3 goals so far for Queensland.
Yep, another chance there, just a little bit wide there. Rapchuk not able to get that one on net. Around the boards, Campbell, he'll square up and try to take on 2 Queensland forecheckers, and doing a great job of it. Using that big frame, Queensland to the far side, centering past the shot just high of the net. It'll bounce off the boards. Checks the Jumbotron to see how much time he's got before retrieving the puck. He'll send it up ice. It's off of a couple of bodies there and into the netting, so you'll see a stoppage. Probably a face-off in the neutral zone, Eric.
So 3:54 remaining. Wonder how often players are actually checking themselves out on the Jumbotron, especially if the puck's a fair way away. It's
been a thing that started happening a fair bit recently after, I believe it was the LA Kings captain admitted to doing it a little bit, to doing a shoulder check, and if he had vision on the Jumbotron, just having a quick peek to see the layout of the ice, which is very clever, but also a little bit cheating, let's be honest. So it's not a surprise to see some of these younger players who are rather puck savvy starting to pick up on those things and do it for themselves. Queensland goaltender showcasing his puck control skills, makes a nifty pass across ice. Queensland breakout broken up on the Blues blue line. Sent back the other way. Aussie Partridge with possession. He'll pass it over to the far side. Queensland lead pass to the blue line. Rapchuk will put it into the corner. Into this near side. New South Wales get there first. Great puck battle there by number 17, who's got an opportunity here. Kulinich, odd man rush, number 2, shot, score!
Ben McGrath, he'll check himself out of the Jumbotron.
Yeah, he'll be too busy celebrating right now. An excellent finish there.
Bar down, top shelf, he'll be able to have a look as he skates off.
100% Kulinich with a magnificent play in his own zone. Creates an odd man rush the other direction, and then an absolute laser-guided source pass over to Ben McGrath, who makes 0 mistakes. Buries that one.
And pops the water bottle.
Ruins the water bottle of Patrick Ivans. We'll be a little bit salty about that one, but great counter-attack there from New South Wales. And now the pressure's on this leading line for the Blues to answer that for themselves. Cam Hughes with possession in his own zone, under pressure. Tried to hand it off to a line mate, but a savvy defensive play by Queensland. They're centering pass, and they've scored again on the counter-attack.
Bryce Hodges again.
Hodges. Just like that, Queensland answer. Pressure on the forecheck has yielded results yet again for Queensland. Just bread and butter hockey for the Maroons. Nothing fancy, again with that pass from below the crease to out in front. Catches New South Wales puck watching again. 8-3 on the scoreboard. 2 minutes 40 remaining in this one.
We were just saying that New South Wales came back with a goal and then Queensland answered straight away.
Yeah.
2:40 remaining.
Moments after I say the pressure's on that New South Wales top line, they fall afoul of this relentless Queensland attack. Chistikov has it under control in his own zone. Wedersweiler takes his time, takes a hit to make the play, but Queensland with a pocket pick there. Rapchuk with a chance, he scored.
Sasha Rapchuk made that out of nothing. New South Wales should have been able to clear it out of their defensive zone. Sasha Rapchuk causing the turnover and doing it all by himself in the end.
A real demonstration of the mismatch in skill and experience there. Rapchuk really showing his experience at a higher level here against 2 younger New South Wales defenders.
And it also shows how quick Dow would have had to have turned on, because he's probably expecting the puck to leave the defensive zone on the left-hand side.
Correct.
Not to have it coming towards him on the right-hand side.
New South Wales into the zone. Rob Kovalchuk with a quick shot there, but Ivan snaps that one out of the air. Kovalchuk trying to emulate Ben McGrath there, but unable to, as Ivans has his eye in on that one. Quick save there, just a hair over 2 minutes remaining in this one. Face-off win there. Blues won that one, but Queensland with possession away out of their zone. Big hit on the blue line. Downey drilling McGrath on the blue line.
How did McGrath stand up after that one? It looked like he was bent over in half.
It was a big hit, and a couple of Queensland players are skating around trying to exact some sort of vengeance, but they managed to keep the puck in the attacking zone. Things will settle down in just a moment here. Max Boone, nice play back to Kulinic. Lead pass, doesn't find its mark. Queensland put it back into the attacking zone. McGrath takes another hit on the far side. Full credit to McGrath. He skated into that check, popped back up immediately and went after the puck. That's what you want to see out of a guy like that in this position. Centering pass, kicked out by Dowd. Dowd with a second save, block it away. 2 rapid fire saves from the Blues minder. Queensland with it. Shot from the point, up in the air. It's over the net and in behind. Kovalchuk, good stick to clear that one out of his own zone. He's on his feet.
1 minute.
On his horse to chase it down. Final minute of play in the third period. Queensland, lead pass, doesn't find its mark. Campbell, nifty little stick play there. Two nifty stick plays there. Blues can't get control of it. 49 seconds remaining. Quinn goes cross ice to Campbell. He'll get to the red line. Back to the near side. Olkin with it. He tries to get a shot through traffic. Blocked off of the leg. Quinn with a shot into traffic. Ivans scrambling into a mess, into a forest of legs, manages to find the puck and get the stoppage.
So this is a hit on McGrath at the New South Wales bench.
So we see Queensland win the draw, come out of the zone. Here's McGrath on his horse. Textbook check on the blue line there. Really well read by the Blues, and full credit to McGrath. Skated into it, took the hit, made the play, and then carried on into the rest of the developing play in the attacking zone. Good job, everybody. The New South Wales selectors will be happy with that piece of play. They got 2 guys to be pleased with. Queensland carrying it through the neutral zone. Cross ice pass, unable to get that shot away. Queensland with a really big chance there. Blues trying to clear that one out on the blue line. Unable to get that one out of the mess. We got guys throwing bodies around.
Throwing fists too.
Yeah, Brown. Joe Mayer making absolute use of that very expensive whistle as guys pushing and shoving. We've got a Queensland player having had his helmet shoved off.
So that's Brown.
Brown, and I believe one of the New South Wales players has been told to head to the change room.
The notebook's out.
Notebooks are out.
Now this could have implications for tomorrow.
Absolutely it could. Absolutely it could. We have 9.5 seconds remaining in this third period.
And this 9.5 seconds could take 10 minutes.
It could. It could indeed.
But the officials need to get it right.
But it doesn't appear to be. I believe referee Mayer is simply informing both benches that both players involved in the disagreement are being given a roughing call and told to accept that they have gotten away with being naughty boys for a little bit.
So we're 5-on-5 for the last 9 seconds.
Yep, so coincidental roughings, I believe, is the call. We'll get clarity on that afterwards. But both sides getting a little bit lucky on that one, being told, hey boys,
settle down,
control yourselves. You were lucky. Accept the 2 minutes and get on with your lives. Bit of entanglement down behind the Blues goaltender. Extra shoving. 2 players go down. We've got... It's all happening. Queensland player swinging away. And that's... It's Colby Schumack trying to stay out of the windmill. Referee Mayer very assertively telling both benches that anybody who leaves their respective bench will not be playing tomorrow morning, which is absolutely the correct instruction to both teams. But in amongst all of that noise was in fact the final siren. Queensland will head to the hotel this evening. Comfortable victors for a second Saturday instalment of this State of Origin series, Eric.
They'll be very happy with their Saturday afternoon work, that is for sure. With the 9-3 win in the end, it was really that second period that really nailed it for Queensland. They didn't have to do too much in the third period. They did. We'll see the handshake lines very shortly. Patrick Ivans, fantastic in net.
Yeah, impeccable in net for Queensland. Really the only thing that he can really be unhappy with there is that first New South Wales goal, misplaying the puck off the end wall. He'll want to work on that a little bit, but other than that, like, immaculate goaltending out of Patrick Ivans
and
for the Queensland.
And deep down, he knows what he did.
Oh, he'll know, and he'll be deeply annoyed, but it's not because, he did anything spectacularly
wrong,
silly,
yeah.
Right? Like, it's a bounce. It happens. The same thing happened to Matt Montgomery down the other end of the ice 3 or 4 times. It's just part of the playing the position.
So,
but he'll be fine. I imagine we'll see Dallas Bokow in tomorrow morning, as we did last round, I guess, 2 weeks ago.
So Queensland,
but that's speculation, of course.
So Queensland take the lead in the series 2-1.
Yep.
Back very early tomorrow morning.
That's it.
But what happened, as you'll know, Ben, because you were here, New South Wales, they looked down and out Saturday afternoon. They come back Sunday.
Yes, they did.
And they got the chocolates.
Yes, they did. So, nothing determined aside from a very, very productive afternoon for the Queensland scoring attack. And we will be buckling up for a big one tomorrow morning. As with last time, New South Wales responded quickly. They responded well in the third period here this afternoon. A little bit of unfortunate pushing and shoving towards the end, but as far as we can tell, no significant fallout from that, but we'll find out for certain, and then that will inform probably most of our pre-game ramblings.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow morning, mate.
So Queensland celebrating the win and going over to their friends and family who have come down with them and supporting them on the trip.
Long old trek, and it's fantastic to see, especially at levels like this, the travelling families, because that's what the game's all about, isn't it?
Especially if you've got 1 or 2 kids.
Yes.
So stick taps.
Good to make it a family affair.
So stick taps for the New South Wales friends and family and supporters.
Yeah. A healthy crowd on the home side of the stands there. As I trip over my words immensely, that's probably a pretty good sign that we've said all there is to say about this one, mate.
So thank you, Ben, for your company. Thank you, as always, to our hard-working ThoughtFox Media crew as well, bringing you all the action.
The best in the business.
We will be back tomorrow morning, bright and early. Puck drop at 9 a.m. Sydney time, 8 a.m. in Queensland.
Oh, that's worse, yeah.
Eric Brook and Ben Chalker signing out. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Ta-ta and farewell. Bye for now.